What's up, Marvel fans? Justin Warner here, and today we're gonna build the universe. Indeed, as opposed to being the chef of heroes and hero of chefs, today I get to be the builder of heroes and the hero of builders. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but regardless, my friends, we are going to build something because we have a ton of Marvel Lego in front of us, and I am very excited about that. Why am I very excited about it? Well, one, because believe it or not, these are all actually mine. I am that big of a fan. And why am I a fan? Well, one, because I'm a huge fan of Marvel. Two, I like building things. I like constructing things. Just kind of like cooking, really. It's all a construction. But also, I like to use my imagination and have fun because I can write things that are certainly not canon. Like, for example, Spider-Man controlling one of Ant-Man's giant ants with a web. Reins. I guess that's what you would call it, right? Normally reins are on, I guess, a horse, but it could be on any beast of burden. Anyway. What are we going to build today? Are we going to simulate Groot giving Hulk a deep tissue massage? Earlier, my Marvel friends and I were discussing the effectiveness of that. Personally, in my headcanon, I think that it would be lovely. What will we not build today? I love this little set, but we're not going to build that because it's rages 4 and up, and I want to show you my true skill. Should we show off the Iron Man versus Dummy tiny bag? Maybe on another show. How about this one that I somehow have 2 of? This, of course, being that famous scene with Nick Fury and Captain Marvel outside of the video store, whose last outpost is in Bend, Oregon. What about this priceless? Oh, why not? These 2 priceless minifigures that we got from San Diego Comic-Con, the PS4 Spider-Man or the Sheriff Deadpool. Look at those. Not today. Oh, man, speaking of priceless, how about this good guy? I bet you'd love to have this in your collection. If you're a fan of Lego, this would be amazing. If you've got like a waterscape, imagine the giant Ant-Man coming up out of your, I don't know, I bet you have like a Bricksburg Bay, right? Every adult Lego fan has a Bricksburg Bay. And if they don't, something wrong. How about this guy? I don't even know where I picked this up. This is pretty cool. So, of course, this is from Marvel Spider-Man Far From Home. And it's kind of just a little 3-piece minifigure set, but it's kind of cool. It comes with this unique little printed face that you can see there, the kind of half up. Good for the smooching, I bet. And then also some pizza, which is kind of neat because I don't think I actually have that specific pizza. I've got quite a lot of pizza in my collection. Then we got some more here, but let's cut straight to the punch. Look at these. Can you believe I haven't built these yet? That's how deep the backlog is, my friends. Oh, man. Who do you think would be winning a fight? A vibranium-enhanced Rhino from Wakanda or Rhino? I don't know. Oh, man. Look at this good guy. Love it. Kind of a diorama version of Captain Marvel. Pretty exciting stuff. Oh, man. Comes with Monica Rambeau. Look at that. Love it. This, of course, though, is what we are here for. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. What is not to love about this? Let me clear myself some space. I actually have a whole nother set over here that I took out of the box for moving, but it's just sitting in bags. It's a Captain America Civil War set. Pretty cool. I only have the instructions. But yeah, all right. So let's talk about this and what we're doing today with this good guy because I'm super pumped about it. I think the main reason I'm super pumped about it is that, I mean, who doesn't love dinosaurs? Who doesn't love Venom? Who doesn't like the triple team up here of Spider-Man, Spider-Ham, and Iron Spider? This is the Venomsaurus ambush. It's 640 pieces. This is set number 6151. If you are not a fan of Lego, or maybe you're just dabbling in it, every Lego set, every Lego part has a number because it is a building system. And so you'd be able to look up any given part in here, and it will have a corresponding number. And oftentimes you'll find that in the back of the instruction book. It's just a way for fans to be able to keep extreme track of all of these various parts. So what do we got going on here? We have a Venom symbiote dinosaur. It looks like a T-Rex, and that's liberal. We've got a Venom minifigure. We've got a Spider-Man minifigure. We've got an Iron Spider minifigure. We've got the Spider Buggy. But my friends, for the first time in Lego history, if I'm not mistaken, we've got a Spider-Ham minifigure. Should we dive into this? I just want to make sure, is everybody 8 and up? Because that's the recommended building age for this set. I am so excited about this. On the back of this, it will kind of show you some play ideas, if you will. You got Spider-Ham up here eating a hot dog and controlling what seems to be some sort of rocket launcher on the Spider Buggy. you can see that the Spider Buggy is showing off some really exciting suspensions. And looks like we've got this weird venom-like egg over here, which I think is exceptionally creepy and very cool. Without further ado, let's open the box and see what we got. Who's pumped? I'm pumped. I'm pumped. All right. So when you open the box, you're going to find that you've got some bags. The bags have numbers. Always give it a shake and an inspection to make sure you're not forgetting anything. To avoid some frustration down the road. We've got a bag full of tires and some Venom parts. There's no number on that. We are looking for bag number 1. We've got it, bag number 1. We're going to set all the other bags to the side, and we are going to look for book number 1. Going to make sure we keep an eye on the decals sheet here. Decals are kind of the bane of my existence. I have very shaky hands, and I don't like precision work. Normally, my wife applies decals for me. She's not here right now. She's at work, but guess what, babe? So am I. Can you believe it? With great sacrifice, I will build this set. All right, so check it out. This is new for me. It looks like you can get the instructions via a QR code on your phone. Me, I'm a little bit more old school. See, somebody asked, what is my favorite Marvel minifig? Oh, that's a real tough one. Shucks. I don't know. I really like that PS4 Spider-Man. I think that thing is so slick. I love the MODOK. I have a MODOK figure that I'm super pumped about. And speaking of MODOK, and given that we're here on Twitch, what a great day, right? If I'm not mistaken, the Marvel Avengers beta on PS4 goes live tonight. Who's staying up late for that? Thank you for liking the Eat the Universe stuff, chat. I appreciate that. A lot more coming in that department. In case you couldn't tell, we've got an official Eat the Universe shirt. If you want to get close on the details there, little ice cream cones and whatnot. All right, we're going to start with step 1. Certainly a great place to start. Now, I think Lego builders generally come in 2 camps, man. Some sort these things by color beforehand, and some do not. I do not. There's a reason that I do not. And that's because, to me, things pop via color before they pop via shape. That's just me. But who knows? I like to keep the little nyert parts, that's my own word, separate until I need them. I'm not going to clutter my workspace with the little tiny bags until it's absolutely required. And here's another thing. When it comes to the Justin Warner School of Marvel Lego building, I don't put the minifigures together until the end. You know why? Because I know you. And I know that you are craving to see those minifigures. And then you might tune out. And guess what? You got to stick in for the long haul if you want to see how this goes. So it looks like we're going to start by assembling the Spider Buggy, which is kind of fun because I think the Spider Buggy has kind of become like a little bit of a meme. And it's really funny, in the place where the Venomsaurus exists in the comments, guys, we already have to dive into the little parts bag to find this little guy right here, this little 2x with a place to clip, a 1x2, as we call it. So when you call something like 1 by whatever, you're talking about stud count. And I'll get back to Venomsaurus here in a minute. We're talking about stud count, right? So if you see there's like little studs, that's what they're actually called. The studs are how you number things. So this is a 1x2. And so far, we have made no mistakes in the building process, and I'm very happy about that. If I make a mistake, guys, by all means, point it out. And if for some reason you are able to find a piece before I do, just give it a shout in chat. Let me know and tell me where the parts are. So yeah, anyway, the Spider Buggy, which is kind of funny because, I don't necessarily know how much Spider-Man needs a buggy. I mean, he's got webs, that you can swing on. But, maybe in the desert, there's not a lot of actually like tall stuff to swing by. So if you're going to be in the desert and you're Spider-Man, maybe you actually do need a buggy, now that I think of it. Okay, so before we get back to the Venomsaurus and how cool it is to have the Spider Buggy and the Venomsaurus, this is one thing that Lego does during a build. If you're new to this or maybe recovering, it's asking me to build this part, stop, set it aside, and then begin assembling another part. So we're going to put this together piece by piece, but in turn, we're going to build segments and then put them together. So now it looks like we're working on the engine. This is a classic Lego like engine piece. I don't know if you can see that, but see how it's got kind of like that, intake, I guess you'd call that, an intake manifold. Where are my mechanics at in chat? Intake manifold. I just made that up, but I don't know. It's working for me. Okay, so here's a cool thing, man. Spider-Man rides his buggy, but where Venomsaurus and the spider buggy meet is actually like in the like Old Man series of comics. So if you're familiar with Old Man Logan, Old Man Quill, Old Man Hawkeye, um, it's actually out in the wastelands. And the wastelands are actually where I am based currently, which is in South Dakota. So I'm a very big fan of that. And so dinosaurs from the Savage Land, if you're familiar from the X-Men, dinosaurs get imported into this area, in this timeline, in this version of Earth. And one of them gets venomized. And I think it's such a cool concept, one, to have dinosaurs running around, a thing of the past, terrorizing a thing of the future. But I also think that it is cool that it could get potentially venomized, because there is something, even though these are spider-based characters, to me, in my mind, there is something slightly reptilian. Perhaps it is the long tongue and the jaws of Venom. And I like combining those things. And I think nothing is actually more terrifying than a venomized spider who is now gone full reptile. All right, so check it out, my friends. We've added some of the translucent, somewhat triangular pieces, and something tells me those are going to be either be like headlights, headlamps, something like that. Sorry, I didn't put it in a place where you can see it. There you have it, right there. This is pretty exciting. All right, so we're going to connect this, I would imagine, except I haven't turned the page. Oh, guys, I'm close. I was almost right. We got to add a couple more parts to this. So we're going to add some little 1x2s on top of this. Little red pieces. I love building in red and blue. It kind of just tells you, you know what, there's going to be some Spider-Man content coming your way. All right, so this is going to go onto what I assume is the back of this and flush up against right there. So we can check against the instruction. Make sure that we are not goofing around, because sometimes I've been known to make mistakes. You should really see some of the outtakes of Eat the Universe. There are a lot of mistakes made, gaffes, if you will. All right, and so far we have not dropped any pieces, which I'm very excited about. Someone in chat is asking where I got the sweet shirt. My friends, this shirt is available exclusively on boxlunch.com. And a cool thing about that, did I miss a piece? Did I miss a piece? Guys, I did miss a piece, but we can recover. We can recover. F in chat for the missed piece. It was these little, what I assume are turn signals, right? Because when you're in a spider buggy in the desert, you're definitely going to signal your intent. But whatever, we were able to recover and we are back on track. Now, it looks like we're going to build some sort of seating area. I'm just taking a guess because we've got these unique little flat pieces. These flat pieces I generally find are used to build compartments where you're going to store stuff or store a character. We'll see. So here's another thing, and I generally get too amped up about building to follow the instructions so precisely. It actually tells you up top here what pieces you are going to need. So if you were smart about building these things and not so impulsive like myself, you would gather the pieces that you need first before looking at what you need to build. But me, impulsive. And I think that that's going to be a recurring theme of this stream. All right, we dropped a piece, but it didn't go on the floor. All right, great. So we're there. Now we're going to add these little guys to the front. And I forget what these pieces are technically called, but they allow for a little technique called SNOT. It's an acronym. It stands for studs, not on top. So you can see that this piece kind of moves the building to a right angle, right? So it's now turned the building, or the places we can build, 90 degrees. And that's, my friend, a prime example of snot or studs not on top. And that's generally kind of like the first step one takes in the direction of becoming like a master builder type, is how you can figure out how to turn the Lego to your own desire and make shapes appear wherever you want. Now, it would seem that I may have already made a mistake. Indeed, I put these snot pieces in the wrong place. But it looks like I can recover, and we're going to build ourselves a little bumper here. That's just a guess. That is just a guess. And it looks like we're lining all of these snot pieces up. And I need 4 of them? 2 of them? I know. I see. Look, I'm building ahead. I get so excited. And I think that I know what I'm doing more than the instructions do. Oh, my. All right. Great. Look, we're almost done with this step. and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to show it off to you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So look, we just kind of created what I assume is going to be a bumper here. This is like a big wall that we can now build outward from the vehicle. I assume this is like the chassis of it. So now we can kind of build outward from it. And I imagine it's going to get styled up with all sorts of bumpery type things. Probably, I would wager some curved pieces that are going to kind of hide the studs. And then I would wager just by what I've looked at in the package that we're probably going to end up putting some decals on it. Remember, my friends, decals, not my friends. You know, I have too much coffee in the morning, and I get so amped up about being live and hanging out with you guys that I make mistakes. All right, and here I am jumping ahead, trying to confirm my own suspicions that indeed we are about ready to build a bumper with no studs. So it's asking me here to put down a little 1x2 in this kind of sand color. I don't know if that's the official thing, but all Lego colors officially have terminology. So if you were to say buy a piece online, you're hunting a specific piece, you would say like, oh, I need that in whatever the official color is. Otherwise, you get the wrong thing. All right, looks like we're heading into decal territory. So we come to the decal sheet, and the decal sheet is numbered with 10 and 7. So we're going to go to 10. And it looks like we've got some headlights and some exhaust pieces, or intake pieces, I should say. And I'm going to carefully apply the decal. Oh my gosh, guys. Look, that's about as straight as I've ever gotten on a decal, and I'm doing it live. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm so excited. How do you feel about this? Let's see if we can mimic that success. The worst is when you put the decal on fully, yet upside down, backwards, or wrong. And then you have to peel it off because the decals are never the same. And they might look the same, they might act the same, but in your mind, as an experienced Lego builder, you know that they're never the same. Look at that, guys. Spider-Man is out here grilling. Look at that. We got these things on straight. Oh, I'm so pumped. All right, so that gets applied. Man, that is a very aggressive headlight on that car. I kind of like it too because it looks like spider eyes. I don't know if that was intentional, but something tells me the fine folks at Lego definitely knew what they were doing there to give this thing a spider-like appearance. Okay, stand by, guys. I think that I'm going to have a delivery coming, probably more Lego. They might ring the doorbell, which might trigger my dog Cupid to freak out. So yeah, all right, here we go. If you guys have any questions about the build, about Ether Universe, about my relationship with Marvel, you know, by all means, just let me know. All right, so now it looks like we're going to get these other 1x4 snot pieces, which if you're just tuning in, stands for studs not on top. And I would wager that this is going to help us build some like door-like pieces or flare it out. This is one of my favorite pieces. I don't know the official name for them, but I call them bullion pieces. They actually look like little bars of bullion, but they make for a really unique ability to add some metallic detail. But I like, you know, if I don't know, let's just say, I don't know. Let's just say Prowler, you know, is on the prowl and he's looking to steal something. Maybe he might steal some of these silver pieces. I might set him up with like a little backpack piece, and I'll shove some of these little bullion pieces, as I like to call them, into there. All right, so now it looks like we're flaring this good guy out. We're adding some tiny detail to increase what I would guess is like the aerodynamic capabilities of this. And I got to say, I'm looking at the way this is shaping up. And I like actually the use, if you're a Lego builder, normally, like I said at the beginning, you see this guy as an engine piece. But I like that they've actually made it into this kind of turbo exhaust looking thing, implying that the engine is in the back of it, which is something that I think you actually see a lot in buggies, in like real like off-road vehicles. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know when the last time I've actually been in a buggy is, but something tells me that they were following with some real buggy-like stylings. All right, so now we've got some pieces. I don't know what you call these in official Lego term, but I call them clips. And so they're going to be able to clip onto something that I'm going to guess is going to be a handlebar or steering wheel type thing. So I'm pumped about that. It's going to give some of our spider people something to hold on to. And now this is a kind of a fun piece. You don't see these a whole lot. You see them mostly in vehicular builds. I don't know what you call it, but it looks like some sort of like roll bar or like chassis reinforcements. Indeed. So there we go. I know that I'm going to play the Avengers beta tonight, and that I am very excited about it. I don't know if they'll play it on Twitch. I have a feeling that they will, but I know that I'm going to be playing it after a nice meal this evening. All right, now maybe I'm a little bit confused here because I'm not finding the parts that I need. I want to double check against the instructions that this is in fact what we're looking for. My friends, it is. So this is a piece that I haven't built in a while, but it's like a short little reinforcement pieces with no studs at all. So I'm kind of pleased about that because that really rounds out the top of this and gives it a nice vehicular look, you know, giving you that polish. Uh-oh, it's decal time. Uh-oh. All right, so we're going to get a sand piece. And it looks like we're going to get one of these other sloping pieces. And you guessed it, it is now time, my friends. We are going to put on an official spider insignia, which I'm very excited about. Not excited, however, about applying the decal. But, guys, we're like 2 for 2 here. Oh, and now we're 3 for 3. Oh, man. Who's my favorite member of the X-Men, someone asked? Great question. You know, my favorites kind of come and go with time. And as I develop my relationship with characters, I would say my ride or die is probably Nightcrawler. I just admire his like acrobatic nature. Oh man, they're killing me now with the decals. I got to put 4 on. I like his acrobatic nature. I certainly wish I had the ability to teleport. I think a lot of us do, especially as people stay home. But hey, man, Lego building is something that I would never want to teleport away from, and it's something that you can do to pass time. And it also kind of teaches you a little bit about yourself, about whether you're an instruction follower or not. Do you follow these rules? Are you good at applying? I feel like people who are good at nail art would be good at applying these decals. So it looks like these that we're building, oh man, I got an animal hair in the decal. Classic Lego problem for pet owners. I bet Beast has the same problem. Anyway, I feel like you can learn a lot about yourself and a lot about the little fandoms that you may have, of course, being a Marvel fan. I get to kind of revisit. And, you know, before I decided to build this and pick this as the set I was going to build, I revisited that Old Man world that we were talking about. And it's such a great run and explores so much about Logan as a person who, you know, just in general, as young Logan and as Wolverine, gosh, man, that guy really can't catch a break. But then he's old on top of it. Not that there's anything bad about being old, but it's just a unique and different arc. All right, so it looks like what we're building here is like wheel wells. I don't know what the official like mechanics. Oh man, I almost went crooked on this. I don't know what the official mechanics term for these things are, but I'd call them wheel wells. And it looks like they're going to pop on top, and that's maybe where our wheels are going to be. And as you can see, they've got some very spidery details on them, and I like that. I like that the vehicles often get tricked out with insignias, you know, and like the heroes do this, you know, they ride in vehicles with flair and like with passion, you know, they're like, look, if I'm going to have a ride, it's going to be tricked out. So now we're building, they've asked us to flip it over, and we're building something underneath, which I don't understand necessarily the point of it just yet. It might be structural, it might be aesthetic, I don't know. But we're going to find out here. We're going to find out. Here we go. This is, I can tell you already, a very, very sturdy build. Something tells me that the 8-year-olds who are building this, as opposed to the 36-year-old male adults like myself who are building this, are really going to be able to play with this. Something tells me that you could take this in a sandbox if you wanted to, and you're not going to be losing pieces in the sand. And I think it's because of structural reinforcements like the one that we just saw right there. All right, so we're cruising here. I'm going to speed this process up. And while I'm working on the underside, which I don't think is necessarily the prettiest, most eye-catching thing, why don't we have a look at a package? I'm very excited about this. I feel like a newscaster. I can throw to the package. I don't know. We'll see. Should be fun. My goodness. Becoming venomized, I don't know. It's such a look. You know? That was really wild. Pretty fun, right? You know, claymation, I feel like is kind of like a construction project as well. And so I feel like they are especially fun to watch. While we're building stuff, we're doing things with our hands. Gang, while you were watching that package, some cool things happened. I put on some clips, and as you can tell, I clipped on this cool little bumper buggy. Buggy bumper? Say that a few times fast. I love that detail there. That also, we clipped on behind the engine, which I added here. And now, this is kind of a weird part. It looks like it's going to be the headrest, maybe, to this, because I put in a steering wheel, which I'll try to get in close so you guys can see the steering wheel there. So it looks like this is going to be like a sand-colored headrest. And I haven't used this piece, I can't say in any recent time. It's like a half cylinder. And gosh, if it doesn't look like an upholstered headrest, I am very excited about that. And I think that's a very clever build. All right, so now we're doing something even more exciting. I actually slowed down my build so that I could show you this. Two of my favorite pieces, because they're fun for making weapons. But in this case, we're not making weapons. So this I call like a little basic pistol. If I'm not mistaken, I think one of my Captain America minifigs came with that. And then I don't know, I call this like a cone. But a lot of time you'll see people combine them like this to make like a little, I don't know, blaster gun. A lot of times you'll see them to make like a missile. But here we're doing it this way. And what is that going to become? Well, it's going to attach in this studs not on top piece here to become what I would guess is exhaust. So there's a lot of detail into this. And now we've got dual exhaust popping out the sides. We've got exhaust in the back. Maybe it's an engine. We've got intake coming in the front. This thing is starting to look mighty tough. I am pumped about it. Again, sturdiness. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I can tell what's coming, my friends. We are about ready to build the hinged base using some Lego Technic pieces, I would wager, to make our shooting launcher. And I'm very excited about this. I don't know if you call it a missile. I don't know if you call it a rocket. What is my favorite character that's been venomized? Oh, I guess Marvel is asking the chat that. Well, guess what? My favorite character that's been venomized is Captain America, because I think that there is such incredible visual juxtaposition of seeing the red, white, and blue becoming venomized. There's just something about that I think is super great. All right, here we go. We are building this base. And so what we've done is we've taken some pieces that have this like circular sort of thing there. And then these guys, which I don't know what you call them officially, but they allow for rotation. So once we anchor these, as you can see, we now have a piece that is capable of movement. We're going to put that right onto the back, which kind of further cements those backup lights or turn signals right there. And now look, I guarantee you, once we put that launcher on there, now we're going to have the ability to kind of angle it and shoot in directions we never thought possible. Now we're going to finish this guy up, I think, with some pieces to kind of get rid of the stud work. I think a lot of expert builders and collectors, they like studs where they're useful, but otherwise having these pieces to smooth it out kind of, I think, brings you into more of a, I don't know, a real world sort of look. Oh, goodness, guys, look. We've got a warning. I love these warnings. They are so cute and so cool. Guys, you see the warning? Let me bring it closer. Do not launch it at your Lego head. All right, well, I promise you I won't. I'll launch it at my human head. Ha! Just kidding, guys. So this is kind of fun. I have not seen a launcher like this yet. And it looks like it wants me to build the entire thing before launching the accompanying missile, which I will do, because you guys might tune out if I start launching missiles and you get real giddy and you're like, all right, well, I've seen the play features in this. I'm signing out. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction, my friends. All right, so we're racing through this because I really want to see what this thing looks like. This is a cool piece. I don't know what you call this, but it's kind of like looks like a chevron almost. There's certainly a chevron bottom to it. It's kind of unique. So we're going to attach that on the end there, and I like where this is going already. What that's doing is, I guess, kind of covering up visually the launching mechanism so that kind of puts us more into the world of it. Now we got some clips going down. And I haven't looked at the final product in a bit, so I'm just going by the idea that I think there might be an ability for a second character to sit on top of this launcher and man it. And I think that's what we are building right now. Uh-oh, it's decal time. Uh-oh, decal number 6. Guys, look at the decal sheet starting to empty out a little bit in terms of the Spider-Man decals. Looks here like we got... I don't know if you can see it. I got to get real close. It says on there, code OINK. Code OINK. Something tells me that's going to be a Spider-Ham control mechanism. Love me some Spider-Ham. Guys, do you know that Spider-Ham also, there is like a venomized version of Spider-Ham? Well, it's not. I mean, there's a venom in the Spider-Ham realm. And if I'm not mistaken, it's called Pork Grind. Too good. I love Spider-Ham because I enjoy... Oh, we almost went crooked on it. Because I enjoy ridiculousness, but I also enjoy that he's a food enthusiast. One of you asked, what is my favorite food? Man, that's a very difficult question because I love food so much that it's very difficult to pick. But I would say I can give you a style of food, and that style of food is Japanese food. I love Japanese food so much, and I've been to Japan and spent a lot of time there. And I love it. And man, guys, they're such big Marvel fans in Japan. I picked up a ton of like Marvel merch that was in Japanese. Like, so I have a Spider-Man shirt that says Supaidahan, and I love it. You guys love the hat? Thank you. I love the hat too. And the thing about it is, I collect these sorts of fitted hats because of the kind of coating on this. It keeps its shape ridiculously well. I'm also a size 8, which is a very big head and topping out in the new era size range. You know, with big head comes big brain, I like to say. All right, now we're spidering this out a little bit more. We've got some of these chevron pieces, and we're adding the final spider cals. That's what we're going to call them from now on, spider decals. Bang. And I went a little recklessly on that, but the results were great. I don't know, maybe I've gotten so much confidence now. I'm just taking the leap. Oh, look at that. All right, we're almost finished with this launcher. And judging by the amount of parts I have in front of me, we're also almost finished with the buggy. Guys, did I put it in the wrong place? No, they asked me to flip it over. That's what I get for reading ahead. Justin Warner, Chief Doofus. I did put it in the wrong place. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, now we're flipping it over, following the instructions, not getting ahead of ourselves. And it's asked us to kind of put these little one-by pieces together to kind of flesh out the bottom a little bit more. Make it look a little bit more canon-like. And now this is a real ridiculous studs not on top moment, guys. So we've got studs not on top on both sides, but then we're applying another piece that goes at a right angle. So we're actually like building against the Lego. I don't know how to better articulate that, But as you can see, now the Lego has wrapped around. And we're actually building in 360 degrees around this. And that, my friends, is called smart Lego engineering. Because now, look, you're not seeing any studs on this. So when the missile is sitting in there, I imagine this thing is going to look, I don't know, cartoonishly devastating? Is that a thing? All right. Anyway, check this out. We've now applied the handlebars to this. And now we're going to apply it to the buggy. I'm double checking here to make sure that this thing sits flush on this. My friends, it does. We have a big range of motion on this. If that Venomsaurus like turned into a Venomdactyl, we could probably take it right out of the sky. All right, and now we're moving on to a different part. Guys, should we fire it? Should we fire it? I want to see it in chat. If chat wants me to fire it, I will fire it. But we'll see. Who knows? All right, we're going to move on. And if chat says fire the missile, I will. But if you guys aren't enthusiastic about it, then why bother? All right, it looks like we're moving on to building the bottom of it as indicated here. I like that this instruction, it tells you, all right, this is what you're building. You're going to start building the wheels and the suspension. And I'm very excited about that because it looks as though the suspension is controlled by rubber bands, which I think is very cool. And why do I think that is cool? So you might be saying, well, that's not Lego. That's not Lego. Well, the idea is that it's going to give us the ability to suspension. But if the Lego rubber bands were to break, guess what? Rubber bands are rubber bands. You don't have to go to a specialty store or go to Lego website and go to their parts department and get a specific rubber band. You can get your own rubber band. So I don't know if you guys know about Lego Technic, but Lego Technic tends to be like some of the more advanced sets that are not for children or adult children like myself. They're kind of almost for big kids and adults. They use a lot of these sort of pieces with holes in them, and they use a lot of these little connector pieces to build a lot of like complex stuff, like suspension in vehicles. Pull the lever, fire when ready, fire, 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 commence primary ignition. Should we fire it? All right, guys, we're gonna fire it. I've never fired this style before. This is, I think, a new style of fireable in the world of Lego. All right, whoever's controlling the cam, I'm gonna try and fire at my one shot. All right, so switch over to the one shot, if you don't mind, please. I'm so excited about this. Let's see how close we can get to the cam. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Spider ham. Oh my gosh, chat! It went so far. That thing really fires. Holy moly, the physics on that. My gosh, I'm glad they put a warning because that thing is a doozy. I'm going to try it again. But I'm going to aim a little bit better this time. Oh my, this man, who designed this? Tony Stark? Aim? All right, here we go. Oh, yes, direct hit. Sorry if I maxed out your audio there, guys. Oh man, this thing is going to be too much fun. I can't wait. I just got a kitten, guys, and the kitten is going to love chasing this thing around. I can't wait. But I can't mention her name because otherwise the dog will freak out, and then everything will go wild. But right now the dog's sleeping very peacefully next to us. Maybe if she wakes up, she'll make an appearance. My dog, Cupie, actually was on an episode of Eat the Universe, and she loved it. And we made her a giant lockjaw-sized biscuit, and she loved it. So I'm building stuff, guys, but I don't actually understand what we're building because I don't know how this is coming together. I've started putting some little pieces together that are connectors, and they have this round kind of ball joint on them. You see the little ball joint on there? And I don't know how these are going to be utilized, except I just figured it out. Guys, I just figured it out. Something tells me this is where the rubber bands are going to connect. Maybe I figured it out, maybe I didn't. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so now we're getting real complex here. And we're using some of these crazy pieces that are connectors to connectors to connectors. And I think when you're trying to do things mechanically, using these, at least with Lego, using these Technic pieces is the way to go because we're building in all directions right now. And I honestly don't know what's coming or going in terms of these pieces. So this is what we're looking at right now Oh man, my headphone just popped out. Chat's saying we need targets. I understand. We should actually line up some targets and have a little contest just among myself. Guess who's going to win that? Me. All right, so here's a unique thing that we haven't seen yet. We got a 4x on here, which means that we're going to build this same part 4 times. And so that could be a little bit monotonous to watch. Why don't we? You ready for it? Why don't we pull up a package?
Dinosaurs.
That was so fun.
Great. Try me, bub. Drop the canister now, you maniac, Mad Doctor!
No, please, I can't drop this.
Okay, fine. Just hand it over, evil science guy.
Please stop. You don't understand.
Understand, I am gonna shoot you.
Please don't shoot.
That's it. I'm gonna count to 3. 1. Okay, probably should have tried to catch that.
Really? Oh.
Oh my goodness, we're back. The problem is I can actually see the packages too, and I want to watch the packages, so I'm supposed to be building stuff, but I didn't. So guys, we built all 4 of those things. And it's kind of cool. These are actually looking like they're going to be the wheel, well, like where the wheels live. So I'm attaching them to the connectors that we had previously. And it's kind of cool to me that the wheels are actually on little legs. And something tells me that this action is how we're going to be able, once the rubber bands are involved, to get our buggy-like suspension. Speaking of suspension, that was a very suspenseful thing. And it's very funny that we said that we should knock over some targets with the we should knock over some targets with the new launcher. And then here we are, Deadpool hitting targets. Oh man, I can tell you already, I am a fan of this. Any of you guys have braces? These remind me of braces rubber bands. I should have, but you know, I didn't. Guys, what did I do with the bag of wheels? Because my friends, we are approaching GG for the buggy itself. All right, we got the rims. So one thing I love about Lego wheels is that the rims have 2 sides. You've got like a blinged out version that you can see right here. Let me get a little closer for you. That's like the bling version. And then there's the utilitarian version, right? So this is like for your tractor. This is for the lathe. What do you think? Maybe I just made that up. We got some big old bouncy tires on this good guy. And I am a big fan of it. They are a little difficult to get on sometimes for me. But I think it's because I rushed it. Oh man, look at that. It feels just like an air-filled tire. So I'm going to do this 4 times over. And we'll see how it goes. I gotta say, it's getting hot here in South Dakota in the wasteland in the Marvel Universe. It's about 94, I think, today. And I gotta tell you, I'm feeling it as I put together all of these things. You know, my fingers are working very hard. Sometimes I'll do massive, massive Lego builds, and I'll actually have to take a break because my fingers will get tired because I've been, you know, jamming parts together. putting tires on. I'm no mechanic. Guys, look what was in, oh man, spoiler alert. Look what was in the tire bag. All of these delicious, excitingly cool Venom effects. So if you're an MOC fan, an MOC fan is someone, a my own creator, or my own creation fan, you are going to love these things because black spider webs, because black web bombs. But we haven't even applied them yet. I digress. All right, let's get these wheels secured. So it looks like we're going for the utilitarian approach. We're going to put these on to the spindles, and it leaves us just enough room to apply carefully a little thing that keeps them on there. What do you call that thing? I don't know what the technical name is, but it's like the size of a single stud, and it really just kind of caps off these tires, and you use it to just keep the tires firmly fixed. Works like a hubcap, I guess. All right, I want to make sure I didn't put the bling side of the wheels on. Guys, who's excited about building the Venomsaur? Because the Venomsaur is up next. And we are approaching GGEZ in the parlance of Twitch on this buggy. And I am happy. How long was that? 30 minutes? 40 minutes? Somebody tell me. I don't know. An hour? Holy moly. How long is it going to take me to build the Venomsaur? All right, gang. Oh, my goodness. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We are applying this. And look, oh man, this thing fits super snug on there. This thing fits real snug. Let's add the missile. One thing, guys, because I would wager this missile is spring-based, and I've had spring-based action figures and projectiles in my life for a very long time. If you were going to store this long-term for display, put the missile in there, but don't push it all the way because it'll cause the spring to lose its tension. Speaking of tension, this was very relaxing. And I am very happy to be a part of this. And I am very happy that I could build this for you guys. Again, a warning, do not fire this at your head. And I really mean this because this thing is powerful. Thank you for letting me know it was 50 minutes. The biggest Lego set that I have ever put together, I don't know, it's got to be in the thousands. I can't even think about it. I put so many together. But I build a lot of their creator things. And I find that their creator, like houses and buildings and whatnot, tend to be a very fun backdrop for my Marvel superheroes and characters to run around. Guys, this thing is smooth as ice, even though I have messed up one of the tires. It's got the bounce. It's got the bounce. Look at it. This thing looks like it's out of like a 90s rap video, the way it can pop up and go over rough terrain. Look at it. I'm so into it. Ew. All right, gang. I'm not putting together the Spider-Man minifigure, even though he's only 3 pieces until the end. Because that, to me, is the reward for completing the sets. You know? Look at that. I love it. I really love it. It's cool. I might go so far as to say this is the best version of the Spider Buggy in Lego. And you want to know another funny thing? The Lego, or the Spider Buggy actually exists in that Old Man universe as well. If I'm not mistaken, like Wolverine and Hawkeye cruise around in it because that's all they got. Kind of fun. They gave us a couple of extra pieces, and you may have noticed this orange thing. But this orange thing has actually costed the dentistry industry a ton of money because this thing is a brick separator. And it's so you don't have to use your teeth to pull apart things. So Lego often gives you a bunch of extra pieces that you might lose. Generally, they tend to be smaller pieces. I have a whole big vat of these things that I just save for my own little creations. Maybe I want to build something. Or check this out. Like I can combine these 2 pieces and make like what looks to be kind of like, I don't know, a villainous weapon. Who knows? That didn't come out very well. But that looks, I don't know, that looks like some like maybe heavy infantry stuff. Who knows? I don't know. What is it? It's a stethoscope. I have no idea. I digress. Guys, are you ready? It's bag 2. We're moving on to bag 2. That also means we're moving on to book 2. And book 2, my friends, is thick. Twitch chat, I'm sure, are going to be making a ton of jokes. I am excited about this. We've built the buggy. If you're just tuning in, we are building this Venomsaurus encounter, and it's cool. We built the buggy. The buggy is off to the side. We are now moving on to the Venomsaurus itself, and I'm pretty pumped about it. Let's go! All right. Book 2. Oh, man, it wants us to put Spider-Ham together right off the bat. But, my friends, we do not build the minifigures until the very end, because the minifigures are the reward. They're like the last drips in a bowl of ramen. They say that those taste the best, and I'm inclined to agree. I'm not even going to show you how cute this Spider-Ham head is, or the incredibly detailed printing on the minifigure body, or the fact that he has tiny little legs. I'm not going to show you any of that, because you might tune out, saying, oh, I've seen that minifigure now. I'm done. I can see the rest elsewhere. My friends, you can't. So keep it locked here. Looks like the first thing we're going to build is a creepy Venom egg and creepy skeleton. I can see already that I'm going to need some parts that are inside of the small bag. I'm going to keep the rest of the parts in there so they don't clutter my workspace, but we're moving on. We're going to need some clips. Clips are going to be found in this bag. And so far, I haven't really had any difficulty in locating any pieces, which is like a rarity in Lego building. Normally, I'm always looking for pieces, and I got to call my wife in. This back, she's got better eyes for those sorts of things. Matter of fact, if you check out my Instagram, we found a lobster mushroom while we were hiking the other day, and that was a real find. And she found it, and it was buried. It was practically buried underneath a bunch of pine needles, but she still was able to see it poking out. I don't know what her power would do. She was a Marvel character, but I'm sure it would definitely involve scoping out mushrooms, which she's really good at. All right, so it looks like we're building some sort of base for this egg-type thing to sit upon. And I don't necessarily know what this is, but I love Lego for that very reason, because it leaves a lot up to the imagination. And I think that's the great thing about the Marvel Universe and Marvel characters, is that they give you the character, they give you sometimes, plenty of times, obviously, the storyline, but then they leave the rest up to you to concoct your own curiosities and ideas of what is what. Guys, I don't know that I've ever seen this piece before, and I'm not claiming that it is only in this set, but this little half egg type thing, it also could maybe double as like a flower or a star pattern, or maybe even in a different color. It could look like the back of like a rocket. It could give you some sort of flare. It's cool. I am into it. And as a food enthusiast and as a chef and as someone who is absolutely enamored with the egg, my friends, having egg pieces in my Lego collection, this is very helpful. No yolk. Oh, you guys want to know the piece count for the set? Yeah, I'll hook it up. In set 76151, the Venomsaurus ambush, we got 640 pieces. So there you have it. I don't know if you think that is a lot or a little, but this is actually taking a little longer than I anticipated. And maybe it's because I'm flapping my jaws so much to try and keep the stream entertained, and because I have a total phobia of dead air. But it's taken me a minute. And I think it's really because building this buggy is actually kind of complex. And there's a lot going on in here, and there's a lot to love about this. But we're going to do a little recap about what we love at the end of the stream. All right, so now, guys, it's getting hecka weird in here, because we're going to start building with syringes. That's right. Lego makes syringes. And it's generally, you're going to find these in lab sets, or in the veterinarian sets, or in the doctor sets. But here we're finding it in a Venom set. And so who knows what was going on? Were they extracting the symbiote? Were they putting the symbiote into an egg? I don't know. But guys, it is getting wild, because look at this. We are attaching, if I'm doing this right, and I'm not, we are attaching this little syringe arm into the egg. All right, who's creeped out? I'm creeped out. I've never injected an egg with anything, although I have used an eggshell as a vessel. And now, my friends, this build is getting venomized. Who is pumped? I am pumped. Because anytime you have a Venom set, you're going to get cool black pieces. And I love black pieces because they generally imply coolness. Look at this. We got a tentacle piece. You get 8 more of them, you can have an octopus. And then we're going to attach a claw piece to it. And look at how symbiotic that looks. I am very excited. I am very excited. All right. It's going to pop itself into the egg, and then we're going to build some stuff. I believe in the comics that the Venomsaurus actually ends up destroying the Spidey Buggy. So that might be something that we have to reenact later. All right, now it's time to build the top of the egg, which has somehow been cracked open by this like mechanical device that is also an injector. Maybe I need one of these in the kitchen. We'll see. All right, this is a little complex, and it's going to require me emptying both bags to get a full view of what we're dealing with. So I got to get this little arm piece, and then I got to get this other little arm piece, which is in the opposite bag. They're giving me some tricks. And then I'm attaching a unique, like, hinge type piece that I have not experienced either in a while or at all. See, so this is going to make then the lid for our egg. Where did my other egg piece go? I'm looking for white. There we go. We got it. Guys, this thing is cool. I don't care what Earth number you are from. Here on 616, this is cool. I'm going to show it to you in just a sec because we got to build the skeleton, who I don't count as a minifigure. Some people I'm sure would. But look, we're building the skeleton. I've always been a fan of the skeleton Lego pieces from like the pirate sets back in the day. And I think I'm building this right. Because they have weird articulation. Like if you put the arm on backwards, it looks like he broke his bone before he turned into a skeleton. Anyway, I'm going to follow the instructions, do it the right way today for you guys so you can see the official thing. I also love the skeleton's articulated legs. They're pretty cute. And then he's got little skeleton toes. And so there's actually a spot to clip the skeleton onto this. And so what I'm guessing that the Lego designers had in mind was that out in this desert scene in the wastelands of South Dakota, where I happen to live, someone was experimenting with this egg, and things did not go well for that someone. Guys, it's so cool. Doesn't your imagination just run wild as what is going on here? If I were to build this in real life and put it out in the Badlands of South Dakota, which is a real place, a real national park that you should absolutely visit, guys, it would creep people out. It would creep people out. And that's one of the things I love about Venom. Because it's creepy, and I'm into it. You know, and I grew up with it. And now, guys, now that we've built that, we are starting to work on the Venomsaur itself. I see someone says that they should make Celestial Lego sets and like a nowhere set. Guys, if there was a nowhere set, I would absolutely lose my mind. And I've actually, I don't know who I talked to about that, but I think I mentioned that to someone recently in like an interview or something, doing press for my recent book, Marvel's Eat the Universe, the official cookbook. More on that later. Enough of the shameless plugs, Justin Warner. It's time to build what I would assume, and I can't make any claims here, but it's time to build what I assume is the body segment of the Venomsaur, because it looks like we're dealing with the longest things. And generally, I find that Lego likes to work in large swaths first, and then take care of the details. Speaking of details, where is the piece that I am looking for? I don't know what its official name is, but I call it a boat part. See how this could kind of look like a boat? To me, these are boat or ship parts. And I don't know necessarily that that's what they're called, but I would be into it. Who would love to see, like, ultimate collector's edition? Who would kill to see like giant Ultimate Collector's Edition version of Galactus? I certainly would be very excited to see that. I'm looking for another boat piece. You know what else I'm really excited about that Lego's coming out with? Or maybe it's out already. I don't know, man. I haven't done my homework. Because we actually have a Lego moratorium in my house. I can't get any more Lego sets because I have such a huge backlog. And these are just some Marvel ones. Guys, I'm looking for a piece that I actually don't need, which is why I can't find it. There we go. Right? Yeah, that would be cool. A little Silver Surfer. So imagine if the Silver Surfer was on the minifigure scale. I don't have a minifigure to show you. I do, actually. I'll show you the skeleton. So imagine if the Silver Surfer was like the minifigure scale, and then the Galactus was like this big. I would love that. The other cool thing that Lego is coming out with that I got distracted on talking is that they actually have this new stuff called Lego Art, which is where you take individual studs, like these studs, and you arrange them in almost a fashion that resembles a cross stitch. Or if you've ever put together those melty things, you know, that you melt them with an iron, I don't know exactly what they're called. If you've ever done that, then it kind of works on the same sort of pixelized thing. Or if you're an artist, it's called stippling, if I'm not mistaken, but who knows? I'm not an artist. Anyway, so it makes like a portrait of some of the great characters. And I'm so excited. I really want to get those. And I think it would be very cool if we could actually have them on the set of Eat the Universe if we are ever back into production. So, guys, we built the base of this boat, if you will, and now we've applied some snot work to the sides, some studs not on top. And it looks like we are indeed building the tail end of, or maybe it's the head end, I can't tell quite yet, of the Venomsaurus. So, it's asking me to build these little side pieces here, which are going to cover up some of the stud work. And one thing that I really enjoy is when Lego doesn't leave any hollow spaces. And so we're going to apply this one little stud in there to give it a better ability to stick to this. And you guessed it already, I put the wrong piece in here. And I was punished for it. There we go. Studs. We did it. Bang. All right, so I'm pleased about that. Let's build one more of those for the side. And so it looks like we are indeed fleshing out sides of this thing. All right, what's up next here? We've got some more studs not on top work. And then we're anchoring it with what I think is probably the most iconic Lego shape. I think some people would argue that the Lego square is the most iconic shape, but I think it's actually the 2x4, if you will. The 2x4 brick, this guy I think is the most iconic Lego shape. I think a lot of people think of the cube, the 2x2 is the most iconic, but I just don't believe that. For some reason, I am phobic of 2x3s. Truly, I do not like to work with 2x3s. I don't know why. I've always been that way. It just, maybe it's because it looks like an odd number to me. I don't know. Who here has watched Eat the Universe? I want to know it. I'm such a big fan of that show, and it's such an honor to be able to work with Marvel now as a builder of heroes and hero of builders, but also as their resident chef. All right, man, this is cruising along. I'm pretty excited about this, and now, oh boy, we're getting into articulation. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but some of like the Hulkbuster or the Big Figs, I like to call them, like this Groot that I have here, who I pulled out of the storage bin too quickly and lost some of his fingers. Maybe he just got a manicure. Wait, when Groot gets a manicure, is it just getting pruned? I don't know. Anyway, check it out. It's got ball joints, and ball joints are part of articulation. And so I think that this Venomsaur is actually going to kind of follow in the Big Fig sort of thing. Some of the Hulkbuster things are Big Figs. You'll see. I don't even know if that's the proper terminology. I just make this up as I go. But, you know, when you're in your own headcanon building Lego, you know, the world is yours. You know, no one's going to tell you what to call things. You don't even have to call them studs. You could call them nubs. You can call them whatever you want. Just don't call them bait for dinner. All right. So this I'm going to call a socket. So it's designed to be able to receive something, and I don't know what it is going to receive. But I am going to find out here very shortly because I'm building the end of this build within the build, and we are just about done. This is really cruising along quickly here. So this, I'm going to guess, is where our Venomsaur legs are going to pop out. I'm just taking a guess. This way, and I'm guessing that this way might be the head or tail. Great guess, Justin. Obviously, if we're building a body, the head or tail has to be on one side or the other. But, you know, pointing out the obvious, something I'm really good at. All right, now, we're moving on here, and I'm looking for some red pieces. And I got to say, I love the combo of red and black. And I missed a step somewhere, guys, because this piece is supposed to be there. It's supposed to be flush. This little round 2x2 plate is supposed to fit right in there. All right, I'm feeling it. Who's feeling it? Pumped. Really pumped about this. All right, now we're going to get some long pieces, and it looks like we're going to attach some of these angular guys to it in advance. And that's going to kind of round out the body a little bit more. And I just love that you can create something as fluid as Venom within the world of bricks and plates. Something that always gets me jazzed. All right, now we got some white pieces coming in. Where are we? There we are. And I'm jumping ahead of myself, which, as you guys have now noticed, is something that I love to do. You know, Lego building, it's easy, unlike cooking. Lego building, you really have to follow the instructions. Lego building is like baking. You know, if you don't follow the instructions, you're going to get punished, or you're not going to get the result that you intended. And sometimes, man, especially when I'm like tiling floor,
How you feeling, guys? Are we back? Let's see here. Who knows? Now maybe I'm hearing myself. I'm going to turn this down here. And hopefully, y'all can hear us. Can you hear us? Chat, let me know. If you can't, that's okay. Because I'm still building stuff. And ultimately, you know, this is a visual process. And even if I'm talking to myself, honestly, the neighbors will probably be accustomed to that. So, great job. Cool. All right, we're back. That was easy. All right, so now that we're in here, I was telling you that I was looking on the back of the box, and like one of the features of this is that it has these weird red teeth that are like in the back, the actual back of the Venomsaur. And so I don't understand what this means. But we're going to find out because we are rapidly approaching what I think is going to be GG on this Venomsaur body. Got a couple more little ball joint pieces coming in here that I don't know what is going to attach to it. But I'm calling this as the belly, and I'm calling this as the back. All right. while I'm working on this, why don't we run a package? I'm so excited about these claymation good guys. Should be fun. Guys, while you were watching that, I was building.
To the body, and I'm excited about it because it's starting to look teethy and it's starting to look fangy, and I like that sort of thing. So who recalls, if you've been here, when we added one of these pieces but in blue to the front of the buggy? So I'm just going to kind of show you. Very similar. See, it's the exact same piece that is on either side of the buggy. So it's going to serve as a different purpose in this build, and I don't exactly know what that purpose is, but something tells me it's going to be menacing, because I'm also adding these spiky other pieces to this part. But who knows what it is? I don't actually know what this is going to be. We'll find out, won't we? Thanks for sticking with us through technical difficulties. And I am really pumped to be here with you guys. One, because I've been wanting to build this set. Two, I've been wanting to share it with people because I think it's going to be fantastic. And three, I love hanging out with Marvel, and it's such an honor. And like when I was a kid, man, I wrote to Spider-Man and asked him to make commercially available web shooters, and somebody actually sent me back a hand-signed note that said, you know, if we made commercially available web shooters, they might fall into the hands of evil or something like that. You know, just politely letting me down as a little kid. And they signed the Y in cursive, and then it turned into a spider web. And it was easily one of the coolest things that ever happened to me. And then I started to be Marvel's chef, and wow, like, does it get better? I don't think so. All right, guys, I messed something up here. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I thought I got ahead of myself, but I didn't. I don't know what this is going to be. Maybe it's going to be a mouth. We've got a lot of snot going on here. Stud's not on top. It's an acronym, my friends. Look at all of this. The only place we don't have studs yet is on the bottom. But I wouldn't put them past it. Put it past them? I wouldn't put it past them. All right, now that we've applied those, this is going on the back of this. All right, so this is going to be hefty, guys. We don't even have the top on this body yet, and it's already, like, it's got some weight to it. And I am very excited about what's to come. Let me tell you, it's not this 2x3 piece, my least favorite piece. What I'm excited about is printed pieces. So versus having a decal, these actually have the stuff printed right on top of them. See that? That's not a sticker, my friends. And amongst collectors, these printed pieces are kind of highly sought after because I don't think that this printed piece exists in any other Lego set except for this. So let's just say you had a thing for building in black and white, and you wanted some creepy black and white looking stuff in your Lego build that you're building for yourself, your own creation. You'd have to figure out how to bribe somebody to give you these. And that's why real Lego fanatics go to Lego conventions and all that sort of thing, because it's a never-ending hunt for the perfect piece. Speaking of hunt, man, how about Logan in that and the dinosaurs and the fact that that's what we're talking about, and that's what was in the claymation that we saw earlier. I'm really digging it. It's a real fun vibe. Speaking of dinosaurs, living here in South Dakota, one of the biggest T-Rex statues, one of the biggest T-Rex skeletons of all time was actually found here in South Dakota, and there's a fantastic documentary about it. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention it, but you'll, of course, be able to look it up because you're all smart consumers like I was at one time, except I just biffed it here. Captain Biff to you guys. All right, no, I didn't. They're asking me to turn it around. We've recovered, and we're really making some progress on this. Now we're working on some more studs not on top design on the side. And we've, I think, taken care of the large swaths of build, and now we've moved on to some real micro building. All right, these are coming together pretty quick. We've got some more printed pieces, some of these shiny black pieces that I love, and it looks like they're kind of rounding out the body of the Venomsaur. We're going to flip this over. It looks like we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side, which is good because I've already done it and I know what to expect. Let's see what's next here. White piece, found it. Don't worry. Shiny black. Up top here. Am I doing this right? I'm not doing it right. Guys, see? That's what happens. Did I do this wrong on the other side too? Oh man, just call me Mr. Jumping to Conclusions. What a mess. All right, so I needed to put actually the kind of the rib cage onto this thing. And I got so wound up about it using those printed pieces that I did not build the rib cage. What I assume is the rib cage. But I get so into it, man. I get so pumped up. Right? Look at that. Oh, man. This is really starting to come together. All right. So we're just repeating the build on the opposite side. And I got to reiterate, man, if you are the kind of person that actually plays with Lego or designs diorama, or you have kids that are into them, I got to tell you, this thing is tight. It's starting to feel kind of heavy. It's got some chunkiness to it. And I don't know where I am supposed to build next, because I'm not following the instructions as well as I should. I did it. I found it. All right, this is a cool new piece that I haven't used in a while. This thing, I think you could use as like a molding, if you will, or something on a building. But here we're using it to give like a bone-like or tooth-like sort of structure to the body of this thing. And I'm real excited about it. Oh man, look at that. I'm loving these angles. Except that I did it wrong. Are we gonna, oh my goodness, this is so embarrassing. Are we gonna need the stud remover? The brick remover? Or not? We got it back together. We recovered. Great. Guys, I have so many Lego Marvel sets. I could never pick a favorite. What we're building right now is the Venomsaur. If you're just tuning in, I threw the box too far away to reach it, and I'm afraid my audio might cut out. But basically, I'll show you here. It's a venomized T-Rex. And it's got to definitely be one of the coolest Marvel Lego sets ever built. Bonsoir. Sometimes they print them in French. Let's see. We can all make fun of my French. Sometimes, oh, look. Indeed. L'embuscade du Venomosaurus. How'd you like that? All right. Great. So I think that about wraps that part up. Oh, we got one more big swath. Check this out. So this is going to be the back of the Venomsaur, and it just clicks into place here. And so this thing is like, I think, going to be like a Futakuchi Onna, which is a Japanese folklore creature. It's got a mouth in its back. That is absolutely wild. Look at it. Leave it to Venom to have, the ability to just create a second mouth out of nowhere. Oh man, but the problem with this second mouth is that it's going to ask me to apply one of the biggest decals, and I'm a little nervous about it. If you're just tuning in, I'm not very good at applying decals. It's too much of a commitment sometimes, Once the decal is on, it's not going to come off. All right, now we have another unique little chevron piece that's getting a decal. And it told me to put the decal on first before placing it onto the build. And so I'm going to attempt to do that carefully. Carefully. Oh my gosh, we got it, guys. We did it. And this thing is really starting to come together, man. I am pumped. Look at the details we're getting on this. I'm into it. It's so good. Thank you. I will believe in myself. In general, I don't have a lot of confidence problems, but I do when it comes to decals. Anything involving like fine painting, that sort of stuff, terrible at it. I'm even actually kind of bad at plating, like plating dishes or foods. If you're just tuning in, I am the hero of chefs and chef of heroes for Marvel. We have a show called Eat the Universe, and sometimes I get a little wild with the plating there. All right, now we're building something else, a little micro project, if you will, with these uniquely shaped white pieces and some more of the venomized printed pieces. And it looks like this is going to end up being like some sort of body segment to the Venomsaur. See what we got here? That might be the first joint of the tail. It's just a guess. I have not built this before, but I kind of enjoy speculating along the way as to what I'm actually doing. All right. And maybe I need to get a less squeaky chair for this. Can you guys hear that squeaky chair? It's the grease, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Bang, we've put this together according to the instructions. Now we're gonna do some more building on the side. We're gonna venomize that out a little bit. This is slick. So look, it's got this little quarter circle piece there, and then you put a larger quarter circle piece around it, and it kind of looks like maybe like an armor plate or something. But what a unique way to build in that quarter circle and get rid of some of that stud work. Guys, I did it wrong on this side. We might have to get out the brick separator. We didn't. Crisis averted. Did I do this wrong? This is like one of those moments where, you have to look at your hand to remember what is left and right. Whew. Even for 8-year-olds? Great. Guys, I still did it wrong. Oh my goodness. Come on. Justin, get it together, man. Still did it wrong. The 8-year-old me probably wouldn't have made that mistake, but as I get up in age, concepts become more and more difficult. I'm still pretty good at like operating the DVR and stuff like that. Guys, all right, even though we've got all those extra pieces, we are now GG on the midsection, I believe, of the Venomsaur. So what's left? We got to build legs, we got to build heads, we got to build tails. We're moving on to bag 3. And with that, my friends, why don't we go to a package? I think that's the last package that we have. So intense. All venom everything, guys. All venom everything. All right, we are moving into bag 3 of this build, and it's going to be a doozy because we are working mostly with black. And as I kind of stated at the beginning of this, I generally tend to find that sight and color is something I recognize before shape. All right, now we're getting into a unique little articulated piece here. And as you can see in, seven languages, it says click, 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 cat, clixis, and I don't know, I can't read it. But anyway, guys, it's asking us to click, so you guessed it, we are going to click. Let's see if we can hear it. Gratifying. Very gratifying, actually. All right, so we're attaching this flush with the rest of this, and I think that that's going to give us some unique articulation. But I can't tell what part we are working on just yet. We will see. It's asking me to do some more clicking over here. Click, click. Maybe these are legs, guys. This could be a guess. I think it is a guess, and I think it might be correct. Because I'm starting to see this sort of right angle design here that kind of to me is looking like it might be a T-Rex leg. But I could be wrong, and I often am. Now you may notice here I've got some gold parts that were supposed to be part of the Iron Spider minifigure. But if you're just tuning in, we don't build the minifigures until the end. Why, chat? Because the minifigures are the reward for doing the work. Here we go. All right, we started adding these articulating parts, and now it looks like we've done some studs knot on top work, and it looks like now it's just going to be about closing this good guy up, as they say in the drywall business. Anybody had any home improvements done during quarantine/pandemic? I've done so much stuff. I've made a whole garden this year, which is pretty rad. So I guess you could add gardener to the list of things that I like doing. I've been fermenting a ton of stuff, which is kind of cool. And, interestingly enough, we live symbiotically with bacteria and yeast, just like Eddie Brock lives with the symbiote Venom, obviously from Clintar. Everyone knows that. But all around us, if you're into cooking as opposed to just Lego building or marble, there are yeasts and bacteria floating around, and a lot of them are actually very beneficial to us. And you can use them to make all sorts of fun stuff. And so today, I just was able to sample my first wild fermented pickles. And they came out hecka sour, and they are really delicious. And I think that they would give anyone a run for their money. This is why you don't dump all the little bags out, because I now cannot find the piece that I am looking for because it's black and it's not sticking out to me. And it's rough. I got it. No, I didn't. Oh, I thought I had it. The hunt is on. Got it. Right in front of me. Literally right under my nose. All right, we've done that. Now we're flipping this guy over, and we're using some of these crazy, like, curved angle pieces. Sorry, don't necessarily know that I can show you. There, you see it. Some of these curved angle pieces, which I'm a little excited about, because I think that they're going to give us some of that more venomy look and texture, all those things that Venom is known for. And we've got there are a lot of really cool parts in this. If you're a Lego buff, there's a lot of fun small pieces that I think the Lego designers really could have just phoned it in, but they didn't. They really didn't. We're going to build a couple more pieces here, including a very unique, I don't know what it's going to be, I'm going to call it a bone piece, but who knows what it's actually called. I think you use these sometimes to make horns on animals, or like a longhorn cow or something like that. So we're going to use this clip piece to clip this crazy looking bone thing onto what I was speculating is a leg. Who's with me? I'm pretty excited. You guys are gardening too? You got a ton of tomatoes? Man, we're in a different grow zone. We're in 5A up here. It gets pretty cold and stays cold kind of into the spring. So I've got a couple green tomatoes still on the vine, but I haven't been able to harvest any yet. I think some of the greenhouse growers at the farmer's market have been able to. All right, we're building a little boat piece, but check it out. We're building it kind of like upside down. Some more studs not on top work. And it's going to connect down here. And it looks like I need to move that bone piece out of the way. It's going to connect right there and kind of fix that up a little bit. And I'm liking the way that looks, guys. I'm really liking that. So now we're going to cover up this bottom part here with a couple curved pieces. And these are kind of unique because they are not just curved in one way. They actually have like a little bit of a beveled edge to them, I think. If they're the pieces that I'm looking for. They do. And we'll talk about that here shortly. Because beveling is something that is cool. And like in older Lego sets, you're not going to see that. You see how it's got angles and surface work to it right there? Beveling. Booyah. Something tells me that they're going to ask, once I get done with this, they're going to ask me to do it again. Just a guess. But we're plumb out of packages, so I hope you guys enjoyed those claymation packages. Of course, we could just play them again because they're rad, but I don't know that the folks in the House of Ideas are queued up for that sort of thing. All right. We're moving along at a steady clip now. All right, it says to attach this to this and then to add the decal. Decal number 5. I hope I didn't mess this up already. Swiftly, we've applied decal number 5. Now, how does this connect? And it connects like so? Ooh, curious, curious. I like how this is looking, guys. I think that this bevel, and this is just a guess again, I think that this bevel is going to end up being the knee joint. So I think what we just put together is a thigh, a hip joint, and then a knee joint. Just a guess, but who knows? I would love to be right. I mean, who doesn't, right? Especially about putting Lego together. All right. So now it looks like we're working on some of the finishing touches on this leg. We're working in white, which bugs me a little bit because every color that we take out of this mix means that I'm going to have to look at more black, and it's going to be harder to find pieces. And so, oh no, then it's going to ask me to apply yet another sticker. This is sticker number 9, if you're following along. A little bit bigger than sticker number 5. And then it looks like from there we are going to attach another bone-looking piece, bone or horn, if you will. But whatever, man, I don't care what you call it. It's squiggly, and I just love the squiggles. Look at how that snaps in there together. Kind of being the front, being like the front of the thigh. And then, allegedly, how is this set up? Back here? I'm all discombobulated. Ah, got it. So now we're going to apply this piece to kind of cover up the knee a little bit. What I think is the knee. And boom, we're popping it in. Guys, we are doing it. Look, we just built what I assume is a leg. Oh, they didn't tell me to put this piece on yet. I was rushing ahead. Oh man, it's really starting to take. Look at this articulation. It's coming together. All right, I'm going to speed through this next one because guess what? We've already done it. So now there should be no surprises. There weren't really a lot of surprises to begin with. It was just hunting down all the pieces. All right. That's not how that goes. We need this piece. When I'm not running my mouth, I sure can build a lot faster. But you didn't come here to not be interacted with. Isn't that true? All right, great. So now we're going to put some more of these interlocking jointed pieces into this, and we're going to work on building the... Almost made a mistake. Building these clickable jointed knee pieces. And I am so excited about how this is coming together. Think, parents, if you've got a kid who's tired of being stuck at home, or maybe you're tired of having the kids stuck at home. I don't have kids, so I wouldn't know what it's like. This is turned into like a 2-hour, maybe 3-hour project for someone who is actually fancying themselves to be good at building Lego. So you want to get a kid out of your hair? Man, cheaper than a babysitter, and they get something out of it. You know, when the babysitter leaves, babysitter gone. We almost had to give our condolences in chat to the piece that I dropped, but I caught it in my lap. All right, we're gonna build some more studs not on top pieces here, which I love. And I tell you, man, I am very pleased with how this is coming together, because there's a lot of detail crammed into this. And I think that there was a lot of effort from the Lego designers and a lot of love put into it. I think that they either were presented this idea or thought of this idea and they loved it, because I think Lego designing, like cooking, is one of those things where you can kind of taste the enthusiasm. And if I was a Lego designer, I would say, you know what, this is a nifty build. I am pleased with it. Look, I noticed something here that maybe I messed up on another one. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I think we'll know once the end is done, but it can't be that big of a deal if it didn't affect the build. Like I said, sometimes you get punished if you don't follow the instructions correctly, and then things won't work out for you later. All right, now I'm looking for the same pieces that I couldn't find last time, but I'm finding them with much more ease. At least so I thought. You know, you say that once and then it disappears. Great. Moving on to that swoopy piece that we had last time, which I like so very much. Applying some of the finishing stuff. Some of these cool angles that I just love. And we are looking good on this knee. Time to build in another one of these bone-like pieces. Need a clip to do that, but we've got the bone piece queued up, and we are cruising. Now we need a little boat piece, but this is a top boat piece. The previous boat piece that I showed you was a bottom boat piece. So this is the top. This is what would be like the front of your speedboat. Matter of fact, I got an Iron Man set that comes with it. One of the best, people will argue with me, I'm sure Lego fans will argue with me, but I think that Iron Man set with the boat has got to be one of the best looking boats of any Lego anything. Huge fan of that speedboat, man. Huge fan. All right. It looks like we did this right without having to worry or fret. And it seemed like that came together a lot faster than I had anticipated, which means that we are cruising onto the home stretch here, guys. Bag 3 of 4 is almost done, and that excites me. We got a little more details to hammer out here. Sticker number 5. I almost had an aneurysm because all of the stickers that look like number 5 are actually called number 5, and I thought that I had already put number 5 somewhere else, but I didn't. We got another successful sticker application. You guys have given me such confidence today. Such confidence. And we are back. Beautiful. I'm so excited about this. Just love it. I just love it. Everything's coming together nicely. All right, working on the finishing touches on that leg. Taking out a little bit more of my asset, the white pieces. But I'm starting to see some other cool black pieces now that I've gotten rid of some of them. I'm starting to see some other really neat stuff that I think will be fun to show you guys. Get another number 12 decal, no, number 9 decal on this. And we will apply one more bone piece. My hands so shaky, man. Realizing that I put this together wrong. Bang. This guy is going to go. How do I have this backwards? I do have it backwards. This is getting confusing. We did it. Did I do it? I didn't do it. We did it. Cool, 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 cool. Great. Now they're asking me to flip it over. Did I do that on this one right? Or did I jump to conclusions? I of course jumped to conclusions. So, but I can go back and fix it. What they're asking me to do is put some of these flat pieces on, and what they do is they kind of protect the Lego from getting hung up on itself, especially in points of articulation. They make for a smooth surface. See, a little ASMR action for you guys. Smooth. You'd like to see a Marvel architecture build? You know I would. You know, they have plenty of like Avengers Tower sets. I think there's actually a new one that came out in 2020 that I'm excited about and that I think is cool. But yeah, man, I'd love to have like an architecture set. That would be so cool. Maybe even if they put a tiny Spidey on like the mini figure. I don't know what they're actually called. The super mini figure scale. Could be cool. Guys, look at it. You can tell it's related to that these guys are related to chickens because it kind of looks like a chicken. I don't know. This would be your, the leg, the thigh. I don't know. We're just gonna sit him off to the side in Chicken Town, and it's time to make some chicken feet. I'm very excited about this, and it looks like we might be getting an opportunity to use some of these really cool black elements. So let's make some feet. I don't know if you guys have checked out any of the other Marvel videos that I've done, especially from Comic-Con, which I really miss this year. But one of my catchphrases is, "It's time to beat feet, because I'm the Marvel man on the street." And I just go around and ask people questions that are sometimes very good questions, but also sometimes very dumb questions. And I like it. It's fun to me. All right, so it looks like I'm building the base of a foot here. And I'm really excited about it because these feet actually look like they have quite a bit of articulation in them. And I think that is cool because articulation means that you can play with it more and that you can pose it more. And that's what I am. I don't necessarily play with Lego, but I love arranging things and setting them up in a way. And I used to have a whole room devoted to Lego craft and devoted to my little dioramas. But I moved and I had to put everything in storage. And I just decided, I'm going to keep the Lego in storage until I can get my own Lego lab. And then, well, we'll see. I don't know. I've had to adult, I guess, a little bit more than one wants to lately. But whatever. Now I have you guys. And now I'm doing the world a service, right? This is not just self-motivated to put together Lego. Now I'm showing you. This could be like the Consumer Reports of Lego, of Marvel Lego specifically. In which case I would say, I'm going to give this set 10 out of 10. I haven't even finished it yet, but I'm already loving it because of articulation. And I can see that there are now 2 points of articulation in this guy, and I'm super excited about it. And we're starting to make kind of the outside, I guess, of the foot by applying these slick black pieces. And I got to say, there's a lot of black Lego, but I think that making Venom out of these shiny black Lego pieces is such a good fit. Because Venom has always had this sort of liquid-like, goo sort of nature to the character. I think it's designed to kind of freak you out. And I love that. All right, let's see here. Looks like we're building some ankle and toes. But again, a little hard to guess when we are just barely into this build. And we're dealing so much with the black pieces that I can't really tell what's here or there. All right, so I flipped it around, did this. Guys, we are following the instructions, and we are being rewarded for it. Oh, man, how cool is this, guys? How cool is this? This is going to be great. I'm very excited about this. Great, I did that. Oh, man, the toes are going to go like that? Really? Guys, check out these pieces. So this is like a little blade-like piece. and it clips on to the front of this fan-like thing. And here I thought I was building the ankle when in fact I was building the toes. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the look of this. Now all we have to do is attach a heel, which will clip onto the back. And it's going to be GGEZ on this little heel. And then we'll be finished with the foot. But, as you may have guessed, there are 2 feet. Guys, where is the piece? Where is it? It was upside down. All right, we did it. So check this out. Our toes articulate, and then it's going to twist around right here as well. My friends, a foot. Who's pumped? Thank you for giving me an A+ marble for for following the instructions. Oh man, they played me. Oh, I played myself. I was supposed to be doing the foot too at the same time. So look, see, I missed it back here. Just when I thought I was getting good marks for following the instructions. Oh man, bummer. All right, let's do it again, guys. You know, we'll make like DJ Khaled and make another one. All right, we're cruising. I'm going to speed through this now because I know exactly what I'm looking for. And also because the parts are more handy, you know? It's unlike cooking, which sometimes your effort perishes with the doing. The Lego rewards you. Your job gets easier as you go along. Nothing like that. I actually can't think of, I don't know, I guess most things get easier as you go along. But this in particular is getting easy. Bang, a little flat piece there. Did I put that on? Other one? I did. Go me. Great, great, great. We're cruising. And we are just speeding towards building bag 4. And something tells me that bag 4 is going to be the tail and the head of this good thing. Because that's really all that we have left, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. This connects in there. I'm jumping ahead so that I can make myself feel better about screwing this up. We're putting those little toesies on. Who knew that Venom had toesies? Well, I guess the Venomsaur does. But I would wager that, yeah, Venom has toesies. Wait, also, and I'm pretty sure I read this, doesn't Eddie Brock's son end up getting venomized? I think so. I don't know. That might just be headcanon for me. Some lore that I made up. But I think it might be the case. I have GChat open with my friends at the House of Ideas, you know, making sure I don't say or do anything too terribly stupid. And so they can fill me in with all sorts of factoids if need be. But I'm pretty sure I read that. I gotta say, in the comics, man, I really love the Venom first host run. You gotta check that out. That was a really good. If you're a fan of Venom, man, that was a bomb. I love that. All right, so I've of course jumped ahead and kind of lost my place here, but I'm catching up and I'm making sense of this foot. I'm gonna save these little iron spider arms for later when we get to build the minifigure. Who's excited about that? Guys, to tell you what I'm really excited about is the fact that this thing comes with hot dogs. See? Tiny little hot dog. Yeah, it's going to go in a bun. So pumped. And yeah, that is confirmed. It was Dylan Brock, the kid. He gets venomized during the Absolute Carnage run, which, if you were a fan of like the symbiote stuff, man, I used to play that game for Sega, Separation Anxiety. Oh man, I used to play that game so much back in the day. It was tough too. It was not easy. Anyway, you got to check out that run and all that stuff. I think you can probably find on Marvel Unlimited, which is rad. Or you could certainly, you know, go to your like local comic shop safely, of course, and just purchase. I put these pieces on upside down, and I was punished. But guys, look, we got 2 feet. Oh man, this is great. No, this is just the best. So wait a minute. I forgot to put the kneecap on the other leg. Nobody called that out. Thank you, chat. And I also didn't put this in the right place. This was actually designed to be a neck bone. But I did get the feet right. I don't know if I've never drawn comics, and I haven't actually asked a comic book artist this. But I heard that amongst artists, it's generally hard to get the hands and the feet right. But guys, with the power of Lego, as long as I don't bust off his little toesies, we got the feet right. Oh my gosh, look at all this articulation. Don't you just want to stamp this thing around? Look at it. Guys, with that, if I'm not mistaken. Oh wow, they put this extra Venom piece in. If I am not mistaken, guys, and I could very well be, that is GG. Easy on bag 3. Oh man, I'm liking how this is shaping up. Your little side view there. Sure you can see it. Oh, that's perfect. Oh man, who's pumped? I know. All right. We're moving on to bag 4. It wants me to build a Venom minifigure, complete with some Venom-looking scythe and giant web shooter. But guess what? We're not going to build that yet, because we're going to finish off this good guy, and we're going to build the minifigures last, because it's the reward. Indeed. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a cinch, guys. Who am I talking? Nothing's a cinch. All right, I'm just going to open the bags. I'm not going to... How are we going to make a head out of this? Am I missing something? We're just going to have to trust, okay? All right. We're back. I'm so pumped. We're working on some cool Venom elements. Look at this. We're going to make some web, like Venom symbiote web-based kneecaps. Hey, QP, we know. And they're popping on right there. I put that one on upside down. But I'm very pleased about this. Look at that. Oh, man. It's so good. It's so good. You see those little guys? They bring up close to you. Oh, so cool. Okay. So we did that. Now now I think we're making his little baby Venomsaurus arms, which is going to be something that I'm sure we'll be able to laugh at. Because Tyrannosaurus arms are already funny. Are Venomized Tyrannosaurus arms funny? Something tells me yes. All right. So this is going to be a lot of detail work. Like I said, generally, you start by building in, large swaths. But it looks like because we're starting off with these hands, we're going to be making some real baby maneuvers here. Baby maneuvers is definitely what they call it in the biz. I'm going to have to empty all the bags, which kind of hurts my soul a little bit, because I can't find the piece I need. But we just did. Nice new opportunity to use one of these printed pieces. If you weren't here for the last time, we were talking about printed pieces. Printed pieces are things that have the printing on them and not a decal. And they are highly prized among collectors. And they are seen as kind of like the best pieces, the cool pieces. Oh my gosh, guys. This is the creepiest and coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm not going to reveal it to you yet, because I just figured out what's going on here. And I want to see your reaction in the chat. This is going to be so cool. Oh my goodness. All right. Doing this right. I'm going to put it together before I show it to you. It is confirmed that we were indeed making the arm for this Venomsaurus. So we were making his tiny baby hands. But look, even his tiny baby hands have tiny baby hands. So Venom, so meta, so creepy. How do you guys feel about the tiny baby hands? I know that Larissa, who is watching this and monitoring this, and who is a producer also on Eat the Universe, and also manages me during the live streams that we have at San Diego Comic-Con, is very excited about us saying tiny baby hands, tiny baby hands. Even the tiny baby hands have tiny baby hands. I don't know why I feel like that would be up Larissa's alley. Anyway, giving her a shout out. What's up? Thank you for doing what you do. All right. So I'm lost again. I'm basically going to repeat this process, but because we're working in all black, nothing is popping out to me, and I cannot find the piece that I need, which is this one. And I got to make sure that we're doing this right. Sometimes I can't believe that as a kid, I would put together pieces more, or sets more complex than this, because my brain, honestly, right now is a little bit tired. And what I think I'm going to do is kind of phone in the rest of the day once this is done. I might go take some pictures of it in my yard, another cool printed piece here, and make it look like it's like, you know, tramping through my garden. But am I doing this right? I am, as I run my mouth. I've worked so hard to make this happen. I think I'm going to phone in the rest of the day and just kind of chill out hard until the Marvel Avengers for PlayStation 4 beta comes out later tonight. Now, I won't be streaming that because I actually don't have the capability to do that. Marvel has been so kind to host this stream for us/me to put together these this Lego set. Now, one thing I don't know if you guys know or notice, but when we're talking about multiple Lego, we don't say Legos. We say Lego. And that's because the plural of Lego is Lego. And this is a system of Lego. And when we're done with this, if you're still inclined to hang out, I'll show you briefly the kind of parts thing in the back of the book. So if you lost a piece, you could call them up and order it. And that's why every single thing has a step, because it's a system. And now we have 2 baby arms featuring a bunch of other baby arms featuring tiny baby hands. Because Venom can do that. Because Venom can manipulate these things in his suit. Now, my friends, we're going to work on the tail, and I'm very excited about this. Look, Venomsaurus tailless butt. Here we go. Let's start building this tail. I'm very excited. All right. Now, problem is we are working with some very small pieces for this. And most of them, as I said earlier, are all black, so it's going to be difficult. Gotcha. How big do you think the dab should be when we're finished with this? Do you think it should be a micro dab? Just like a, you know? Do you want to see the microest of dabs? You have to watch closely. I just did it. Did you see it? I did it again. That's the microest of dabs. But depending on how this build goes, we could have a pretty huge dab when we're done here. Because, guys, we're on step 126. Like, I don't know if I budgeted this out on a step-by-step thing. But this is actually, like, I don't know, reasonably sophisticated build. I can't tell you the last time I did something else that had 126 plus steps. What about you? Lego, Lego, Lego. Indeed, my friends. You love Venom. It's 5 a.m. in Japan, and you're so sleepy, but you want to watch it. Ohayo gozaimasu. Oyasumi. Don't go to bed. Please, stay and watch me. If you're in Japan and you're ever in Tokyo, you have to go to the Marvel-themed bar. It's so great. It's called Good Vibes Bar, and they're awesome. They're just really, it's not even a Marvel-themed bar. They're just a bunch of collectors and fans of Marvel stuff, and then they just decided to put it up in their bar/restaurant. And I went there, stumbled upon it randomly because they had a chalk drawing of Iron Man outside. Let's double check our work here. Are we going to have to do this twice? No, because it's a tail and it only has one tail. And anyway, it was just a really great experience. And I sent them actually a copy of my cookbook. And I know you guys want to know about that cookbook, but we're saving the shameless promotion until the end. Okay. Now we're looking for some flat little right angle pieces to cover up some of the studs that, of course, are not on top. And I got to say, I love the way that this is coming together in such a jointed fashion. It feels very, I don't know, it feels like I'm digging up a fossil. Speaking of fossils, am I putting this together right? The answer, my friends, is no. Gotcha. Guys, what is your I'm doing tedious work face? One of my aunts used to go like this all the time. Anytime she was getting something together. I think for me, I don't know that I've paid attention to it, but I think for me it's, yeah, that's it. All right, anyway. Boom. Cool. All right, we're moving on. We're building the other side of what I assume is a tail joint. That's the face right there. It's good to know those things about yourself, you know? Be in contact and know who you are. You know, I think that's one of the reasons that I love building Lego and I love imagining what's going on in this Lego Marvel universe. Is that, you know, the things I imagine, not to get all psychotherapist on anyone, because I'm not. But, you know, these things and how you approach them and how you feel about them are all just a reflection of ourselves. And when you can reflect upon yourself, you can learn more about who you are. And sometimes I think the more you know about yourself, the better equipped you are to be a good citizen and to take care of your fellow man and the planet and all the above. Man, this thing is so detailed. Nyert nyerts everywhere, little nyert nyert pieces. You know, attention, Lego designers. It is okay to leave some studs uncovered just for the sake of my tiny fingers and the fine folks watching this. All right, guys, it's decal time. What did I do with? Oh my gosh, I almost lost the decal sheet. F in chat for the decal sheet. Yeah. Hey, you're welcome for knowing Japanese. You know, when I was in Japan, so many people there spoke English, even though my little Japanese pretty much got me through. I was like in the countryside, a lot of people didn't speak English. But thank you for thanking me in chat, whoever you are. Guys, that was a wonky decal. Oh, man. Not only is there a dog hair on it, but we got a wonky, an extremely wonky sticker placement. The good news is that it was so wonky, I can easily get it off. Oh my gosh, I did it wonky again. Mom, can't get the sticker on my Venom. I did it. Okay. This is going to attach here. And then I think, just double checking my work here, we've got a complete tail joint. Now it's time to work on another tail joint. We've got dog hair everywhere. Dropping that sticker thing was not a good idea for the cleanliness of the space. But that's okay. It's okay because we're working through this. And we are almost GG, easy, donezo on this. Now, the hardest piece for me to find all day has been this one. And I don't know why, because it's not particularly a special piece, but I think because it's flat on one side and it has the studs up on the other, it's been very confusing. And there are an awful lot of them in this set. So be it. All right, now we're applying another joint piece, followed by a white 1x2. And then I think this is going to be the last printed piece of the set. I'm going to examine for dog hair, pull that out first. And there we go. So, boom, this then clicks into there, and we have a second joint, I would assume, for the Venom tail. And I am very excited about this tail. All right. So now it looks like as the tail diminishes in size, we're going to have some more work with some small pieces. But I think this is going to speed up pretty quickly because I'm starting to see the pieces as they come to me, as I need them. And I like that. I like it when it works like that. Wait. Not that white piece. It's a smaller white piece. I shouldn't have said anything about how it was easy finding the pieces. There it is. It was upside down. Got it. Cool. So yet another little joint in our tail. And I love how they made these things look like half venomized, but also half skeleton. I'm very excited about this. Do you guys remember the skeleton with the creepy egg that we built way back when? He's still here, and he is still creepy. All right. All right, we're getting there. Now to this, we attach another kind of unique hinge piece that I don't often see in use. And to that, we attach another creepy looking venom tentacle with this like sharp tooth piece. And guys, with that, look at this fully functional, totally articulated. I'm trying to get the sweet spot between both cameras. Oh man, that's a tail if there ever was one. All right, great. I don't know how a head's going to come out of this, TBH, because I'm not seeing a lot of pieces. Oh, it looks good. This thing is big, man. This thing is big. All right, we are coming down the home stretch. We're going to work on the headpiece. My wife's going to be coming home from work soon, and I got to have this done by the time she gets back because she's going to want to eat lunch. And I've learned, just like a Venomsaurus, don't get in the way of lunch. Great. Boom. So look at how quickly this is coming together. And I can kind of already see the design in this. You know, what's weird is like having built so many Lego, I feel as though I have a knack for understanding the design, but I'm actually terrible at building things on my own. And I think that in general, I don't follow instructions in really any other aspect of my life. So it's nice to have some organization. Guys, look at these. Oh, man. So normally you would see these little white pieces done as kind of like a, they would generally be like gingerbread. It's an actual architectural term, like on a house. Or you would see them, I don't know, like not as venom teeth, but I guarantee you these are going to become venom teeth. And I'm excited to show them off. We need 2 of them. This is smart. This is very smart. Like, see, okay, so for example, see how this could look like snow or ice, like hanging from a window? You know what I'm saying there? You turn it upside down. Venom teeth. Let's go. All right, how does this work? That. These are top teeth, I assume. I don't know. Maybe it's the front teeth. I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Thank you guys. I don't know who's stuck with us from the beginning, but if anybody has, I appreciate you being here. It's actually, I haven't really talked to anybody other than my wife in a long time. So it's kind of nice to be able to socialize and hang out and say what's up while building Lego. I love building Lego too. Socializing, I'm like iffy on. But building Lego, definitely. All right, we've got, yes, guys, we've done it. We are at the last sticker piece. And I am so pleased to be done with that thing. Did you know that there's actually like a huge resale market just for the stickers? Because some people will, you can cobble together a set out of spare parts, but maybe you couldn't find the sticker set. So a lot of people hunt just stickers alone. Sometimes people try and reprint them too, but generally they don't look nearly as good. All right. I don't know what this piece is. I don't know if it's head, the top, the back. We've got a lot of studs not on top work going on here. And now it looks like we're building even more teeth. Maybe these yellow teeth? Sand colored teeth? We'll find out. We will find out. These might just be some sort of scary spike-like thing. Oh my goodness, guys, they are yellowed. They are yellowed teeth, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If this is coming together the way I think it is, what the? That's awesome. So it's like, if I think this is coming together like this, it's like making these teeth like a little bit of like a moldy oldie. You know, like this thing has been snoozing for some time. Oh, oh, it's true, guys. It's really true. Like these are going to be the front teeth, I bet, and they're yellowed, which is super cool. Let me try and get it in the camera so you can see. I'm terrible at this. Did it? All right. So now we've got some curious parts going on here that I don't think I've seen used in this capacity. Yeah, I've never seen that. So it's just like one little single stud that we're moving on a right angle to not be on top. And it uses something that is generally used for like a piece that generally you'll see as like a backpack. So like this piece, see how it's at a right angle? Generally you would put the minifigure neck bone through there, and then this would allow you to put stuff on the character's back. I could illustrate it, but that would mean showing you the minifigures. And as we've determined, if I show you the minifigures, you guys are going to tune out. So we're holding the minifigures to the end. All right, let's make some more yellowed teeth for this guy. I guess in the wasteland, there's no dentistry. Am I doing this right? I'm not doing it right. So much detail has gone into this, and I think that's something that makes a Lego set great, is when you can tell. They obviously love the source material from this, you know? Now this attaches to here. Now we've got these like bone-like protrusions around what I assume is the eye. So check that out. A little bit of like mascara flare. I'm pleased about this. I'm showing it to my main cam here. Oh yeah. You see how it's an eye, but then we've got that little thing, and then we've got the yellowed teeth down there. Super pumped. All right, great. Something tells me we're going to flip it over and do the same thing again. And that has been confirmed. It looks like I need to do just a little bit more detail work before we move on to that. One little extra white piece. Oh my goodness, guys. I know how this is going to turn out, and I am super pumped. All right. Do. It's just the same as last time, but in reverse. It's like somebody used the time stone on me. Great. Boom. Boom. I especially like it when you know what's coming, so you can just kind of build at your own pace and your own leisure. One more of these. Pop that on the other side over here. Some studs not on top, doing their job. And it looks like we have the upper mandible of the Venomsaur. Who's pumped? I'm pumped. I imagine this hinge is where the lower mandible is going to be. I am pleased. I'm going to put some cheekbones in here using these dish-like pieces, but they're going to round out the face a little bit, make him look like he's got a pronounced mandible. What do you call this thing? The max thing? I forget the name of that muscle. Guys, the moment, at least that I have been waiting for. We're going to assemble the tongue. A red ball joint goes into one of these pieces that if you've put together any of the Guardians of the Galaxy sets, Ms. Marvel set. Oh man, look at the tongue. Guys, the tongue is like half the length of the body of the set. Does it get cooler? I don't think so. The tongue ball joint clips into that little piece that we had in the mouth. And now you can really see where this good guy is going. Oh boy. Oh boy. What is Venom without that tongue? You know, guys, I tell you, I had looked at a couple reviews of this set, and I had looked at a couple of other videos as I was going into this build. And I didn't realize that the teeth were going to be yellowed. And I think that to me is probably the coolest detail of this little set. And I think that this is such a unique and fun experience to discover. all of the cool stuff that they put into this set. So we've got studs, whatever this little piece I'm building, which I think is going to be the lower mandible. Whatever we've got going on here is studs going in every direction. So I'll be curious to see how this shakes out. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We're putting together the Venomsaur encounter or ambush. We've already built ourselves a buggy, like so. It's the spider buggy. We love it. It's got a missile launcher that nearly took out our communications devices. And we've also built this creepy skeleton thing with a venomized egg and strange syringe. And we love that. All right. But we're just putting the finishing touches on our Venomsaur. So let's get back to work. Thank you for joining the stream. We're making some yellowed teeth here. Because this guy is crusty. I would wager, man, he's got all this prehistoric vibe going for him. It's been a while since he's had a meal, and I would wager he's hungry. Guys, I did it wrong. Did I do it wrong? I did it wrong. Come on. I did it wrong. All right, following the instructions as requested. Boom. We did it. Okay. So now we're adding more like weird clippy pieces. And I think that what is going to be great about this set when we're done is that there's going to be plenty of opportunity to play around with this and to have a lot of fun. And to have the spider army, Spider-Man, how does this work? Of Spider-Man, Iron Spider, and Spider-Ham fighting this thing is going to be so rad. Look at this, guys. Confirmed that we've made, I think, 1/2 of the jaw. See those yellow teeth? I think this is going to be some inner, what do you call the bottom of your mouth? I don't know. I don't know at all what it's called. The undertongue? Let's call it undertongue. How about that? All right, just going back to put some pieces on that I glossed over because I was rushing. And now I can't find the piece that I need. I've been punished. Well, if we find it, we'll put it there. All right, great. So now it's time, I believe, yes, to build another of the teeth thing. And these instructions are actually doing me right thus far. I think I might have jumped to conclusions a little too quickly about what I thought I knew was going on within the set. But now I've got it on lockdown. Get it? That was a pandemic joke. That wasn't funny. All right, great. This then will go on there. A thing of beauty. And we have one more little extra design part. Man, they were meticulous about this. And it would seem as though we have the bottom of this done. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. Confirmed. Great. We just apply these little covering pieces to the jaw. And look, guys, look. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Click. Super pumped. Super pumped. Great. So how does this attach? It attaches via a ball joint, it looks like. Yes, sirree. And I am pushing this in through the back of the head. It looks like a surgical procedure. Perhaps that's what happened to that crazy skeleton we built earlier. Having a little bit of a tough time. Got it. Ball joint attached. The instructions are getting mighty, mighty thin, my friends. Here we have it. that is the end of the Venomsaur, and I gotta say, I don't know that I could be more happy. Truly, truly, I don't know that I could be more happy. This thing rules. Who loves it? I love it. All right, yeah, I do check chat from time to time. What's up? Hello, hello. Anyway, yeah, I'm here. The main thing is it's tough to chat and build all this cool stuff all at once. All right, so look, there's some other crazy like venomized weapons and stuff. It looks like there's some venom cuffs that we can put together. Look at all of these extra parts they gave us. How do you build the venom cuffs? They're like handcuffs, but venomized. All right, let's build those, and then we can start playing around with this thing. I'm giddy, man. All right, and then you attach these crazy. If you're a Lego collector, these elements are going to be right up your alley because they're so unique, and they give you a couple extra ones too. So that's part of the venom cuffs, and somehow they attach. Ew, gross. These venom cuffs attach to the underside of the chin. Oh man, so you can. He's just dripping with venomy stuff, goo to catch you. And now, hold on, we got to go back in the book because I said we're not going to build the minifigures until the end. It's time to build Venom, and I'm so excited. We're building Venom. We've got his head. He's got all sorts of arm protrusions coming out of his back. He looks mean. And it's cool that Venom gets, I don't know that Venom appears. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think the T-Rex actually eats Venom and kind of saves the old men from certain doom, but then becomes a venomized T-Rex, which later goes on to terrorize them. So what do we got? We've got another element here that we're going to attach this thing to make like a venom scythe. So he looks, God, if this wasn't scary enough, now he looks like a Grim Reaper. And he's also got, man, I'm so pumped. He's also got like a shield, it looks like. This is so cool. I'm loving this build, guys. I am loving this build. Boom. He's got this like venomized shield, so he's like full warrior mode. I'll give you a close-up on that here in a sec. You do not want to mess with that minifigure, man. He is mean. Mean. The Lethal Enforcer. Full dino mode. We love it. We love it. We love it. All right, then it looks like there's a bunch of other. You can then attach all of these things to his back. Wow, as if this figure wasn't crazy enough. He's got these crazy webs that you can shoot, that are shooting, I should say, out of the back of the costume. I was wondering why it looked like there were so many extra pieces. Holy moly! It's like a web. It's a web cannon that can rocket out of the back of him. This is the most insane. This is the most like bonkers Venom I think I've seen. Y'all can let me know, all you Lego heads. You can let me know if there's been a more bonkers looking Venom. But this guy, in my opinion, he very, very much takes the cake. What is my favorite Marvel minifigure? Man, it's tough. It's real tough because I'm really loving this Venom, which, and thank goodness he's got holes in his feet, because this is out of control. And look, man, he can sit and stand up here doing all of this craziness on top of the Venomsaur. How crazy does this set look? I am so excited about that. All right, great. Now, my friends, let's build the Iron Spider, shall we? I think it's going to be a pretty easy build. We got some red on there. I think he's going to wear this backpack. But who knows? Who knows who's in the Iron Spider costume? It could be Mary Jane, right? I think she hopped in there once. I can figure this out. We're going to put these Iron Spider legs on the back of the backpack. Oh, this is good looking. This is real good looking. Skitter, skitter, my friends. That's rich, isn't it? Look at the printing on that. Real nice. Look at the reflective gold eyes. Now that's Stark Tech if I ever saw it. All right, now we'll put together the Peter Parker Spider-Man minifigure. Simple, 3 pieces. It's cute though, right? And now, for the very end, pretty much my reason for purchasing this set and for putting it all together. The reason that I'm so excited about this thing is for, you guessed it, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham, complete with tiny hot dog. My friends, it is going down. I love this. I knew I had to have it. I'm such a Spider-Ham fan. He's got tiny legs. He's got a hot dog. And this is your hero. Is that not the absolute best? I'm so pleased. Look at it! Okay, guys, it's changed. This is my favorite Marvel minifig. Spider-Ham. Look at the detail. He's got the eyes on his nose. Even on his back, it is printed as like a little pig with 8 legs. Do you see it? You do see it, don't you? Great. All right, let's move all these little extra parts off to the side, and let's talk about what we love about the complete set now that it's complete. All right, so we've got a great-looking Iron Spider. We've got ourselves a great-looking Spider-Man, and, of course, the coolest of all, Spider-Ham. We've got this creepy symbiote-looking egg with skeleton and a freaky syringe next to it, which I love. It leaves a lot to the imagination, which I think is my favorite part of this, and really why I got into comics and characters in the first place is because I could transport myself to other worlds and I can think about all sorts of different things. And this set gives you a lot to think about. The Venomsaur is absolutely bonkers. Let's try these cuffs out. Look at this. You can cuff the characters to this and drag them along. Am I doing it right? I think I am. You can cuff the characters in these Venom cuffs and drag them along by the Dinosaur. I messed it up. And so now look, how cool is this? Peter Parker is trapped by the Venomsaur, and now it's Iron Spider and the Spectacular Spider-Ham charging in on the Buggy. He's eating a hot dog while he's manning the missile, but I'm not surprised. Can Iron Spider fit in there? You know he can. Iron Spider's in. The missile is primed. Guys, this Buggy has suspension. So you encounter some rough terrain, you convert from sport mode to ATV mode. The size of this dinosaur is huge. It's probably one of the biggest things I own. Now we test the missile one final time. Ready? Direct hit. I love it. I know. Oh my God, Peter Porker. Jen, what's up? Whoops. Anyway, guys, this was the Venomsaurus set from the Marvel Spider-Man Lego line. Again, it is 640 pieces. This is set 76151 for ages 8 and up. I had an absolute blast building it with you, and I hope that you guys had a blast hanging out with me. Make sure you follow Marvel on all of their various socials. You can find me at Eat Fellow Humans. And before we sign out, one last little bit of self-promotion. We got a new book. It's called Marvel Eat the Universe, the official cookbook. If you're a fan of Eat the Universe, the show, or if you're just getting into it, this is the companion book, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's loaded with Marvel artwork and recipes that will transport you into the minds of our heroes, of our characters. Look at that. Hercules souvlaki. You bet your sweet bippy. That looks delicious. My friends, thank you very much for having me, Marvel. Thank you very much for making it my job to put together Lego. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys soon.